The first day I walked into the Whitfield mansion, I knew something was off. My name's Summer Taylor, 26 and desperate enough for cash to take a job cleaning up after rich people. You'll be responsible for the East Wing, including the twins' rooms, Gerald explained, leading me through hallways that probably cost more than my entire apartment. The twins require special consideration. They're blind. We entered a massive living room where Olivia sat at a grand piano, fingers dancing across keys with incredible precision. Her brother Owen lounged nearby, headphones on, seemingly scrolling through his phone. "Olivia, Owen, this is Summer, your new housekeeper." Olivia stopped playing, her head turning in my general direction with unfocused eyes. "Another one? What happened to Maria?" "Left for personal reasons," Gerald said quickly. "You mean she couldn't handle Vanessa?" Owen smirked. I noticed something strange. How was a blind kid navigating a phone so effortlessly? The front door slammed, and a woman's voice echoed through the hall. "Gerald, the car service was late again." A stunning woman stormed in, stopping when she saw me. "Who's this?" "The new housekeeper, Miss Vanessa," Gerald answered. Vanessa looked me up and down. "Well, at least you found someone presentable this time." "I clean houses, not model for them," I said before I could stop myself. Olivia suppressed a giggle while Gerald shot me a warning look. "Just remember your place, honey. Jackson doesn't like staff with attitude." Later, while cleaning Olivia's bathroom, I noticed prescription bottles with her name. Eye drops for conjunctivitis. Why would someone blind need medication for an eye infection? At dinner, Jackson Whitfield proved to be everything I expected. Mid-40s, obscenely handsome in that way only wealth can polish, and dripping with fake charm. "Summer, welcome to our humble home," he said, raising a glass of wine that probably cost more than my monthly rent. I watched Owen perfectly spear every piece of food without hesitation. Olivia accidentally knocked over her water glass, and Vanessa made a snide comment about special needs being exhausting. After dinner, while collecting mail, an opened envelope caught my eye. A thank you letter from the National Blind Children's Foundation acknowledging Jackson's generous donation as a parent of visually impaired children. Another envelope contained what looked like government benefit information. "First day going well?" Gerald appeared suddenly behind me, quietly taking the mail from my hands. "Just trying to learn the routine," I said, heart racing. Some things in this house aren't routine, Summer. Some things aren't what they seem. As I headed to my car that night, I saw Owen in his bedroom window, curtain pulled back, clearly watching me leave. Our eyes met before he quickly dropped the curtain. These kids weren't blind, and somehow I was now part of whatever twisted game the Whitfields were playing. I couldn't sleep that night, my mind racing with questions. Why would a family fake blindness? The next morning, I brought Olivia and Owen breakfast in the sunroom. "Hope you guys like pancakes. Made them myself," I said, setting down the tray extra loudly. Owen's head turned precisely toward the sound. Too precisely. "Thanks, Summer. That was nice of you," Olivia said, her hand reaching out with practiced uncertainty. "No problem. Oh shoot, forgot the syrup. It's right there on the side table if you want it." Neither moved toward it. Interesting. "So, what do you guys do for fun around here?" Owen snorted. "What do blind kids do for fun, Summer?" "I play piano, Owen games. Audio games," Owen cut in quickly. "Special headsets." "Cool. My cousin's blind. Uses this app that tells him the color of his clothes so he doesn't mismatch. You guys use anything like that?" They exchanged a quick glance before catching themselves. "Dad picks our clothes," Olivia said. Over the next few days, I left objects in unexpected places. A book on the floor, a chair slightly out of position. Neither twin ever stumbled. "Gerald, how long have you worked for the Whitfields?" I asked while helping him polish silver. "Since before the twins were born." "So you knew their mom?" His polishing slowed. "Charlotte was extraordinary." "What happened to her?" "Accident? The children were 8? The same accident that blinded them?" Gerald's jaw tightened. "You ask a lot of questions. Just trying to understand the family dynamics." "Understanding isn't part of your job description. The curious ones never last." That afternoon, I overheard Vanessa on the phone. They're doing fine, Jackson. The new girl hasn't noticed anything. Owen won't have another slip like with the last housekeeper. Training. Slip. I was right. The next day, I deliberately dropped a tray of hot chocolate near the twins. Shit. Sorry, guys. Olivia flinched visibly from the flying liquid, while Owen didn't react at all until a beat too late. What happened? Just me being clumsy. Olivia, you okay? Looks like some got on your sleeve. She froze. I felt it. It's hot. Let me see if it burned you. I grabbed her arm, whispering, I know you can see. Both of you. The color drained from her face. That night, I snuck into Jackson's office. In his filing cabinet, I found a folder labeled Charlotte, Accident. Inside was a police report. Victim had confronted husband about financial irregularities before witnesses heard argument. Another folder contained recent medical records for the twins, 20/20th's vision for both. I told Gerald you were trouble. I spun around. Vanessa stood in the doorway. How much are the disability checks worth? The tax write-offs? The charity donations? You understand nothing. Those children watched their mother die. So Jackson traumatized them by making them pretend to be blind? For money? For protection, came Gerald's voice as he appeared. The accident wasn't an accident, Summer, and the person responsible still wants the twins silenced. My heart pounded in my chest as I stared at Gerald and Vanessa. What do you mean, not an accident? Are you saying Jackson killed their mother? Gerald glanced nervously at the door. Keep your voice down. These walls have ears. You've got 5 seconds to explain before I call the cops. Vanessa laughed coldly. With what evidence? You broke into private files. Who do you think they'll believe? The maid or the philanthropist? I backed toward the door. I'm out of here. Summer. Gerald grabbed my arm. The twins need someone on their side. Charlotte did too. The next morning, I hid my phone in the twins' game room, recording app running. After lunch, I retrieved it and listened with headphones. Owen, did you see that new housekeeper snooping in Dad's office? Vanessa was freaking out. She knows we can see. I'm sick of this blind act. You want to end up like Mom? That was different. Mom found out about Dad's charity scam. And look what happened. They made it look like she tripped. We were there, Olivia. That's why we play along. That night, I knocked on Olivia's door. Can I come in? No pretending. I have proof you can see. She hesitated, then nodded. Inside, Owen was sprawled on her bed, playing a video game. He jumped when he saw me. Relax, I just want the truth. Olivia locked the door. Dad will fire you. Your dad's stealing disability money and charity donations. Your mom found out, didn't she? Owen threw down his controller. She confronted him at some fancy party, called him a fraud in front of everyone. Then she had her accident, Olivia added, making air quotes. We saw Vanessa push her, Owen whispered. But Dad made us say we didn't see anything because we were blind from an earlier accident. So you've been pretending since you were 8? For 9 years? Olivia nodded. At first, it was just for the insurance money, then the disability checks. Then Dad started the foundation. The Whitfield Fund for Visually Impaired Youth, Owen said bitterly. Millions in donations. 10% actually goes to blind kids. Why don't you run away? He's got our college funds locked up, Olivia explained. Plus, he's our legal guardian until we're 18. Which is in 3 months, Owen added. We just need to hang on. The door burst open. Vanessa stood there with a security guard. I knew it, you little traitors! The next morning, Jackson called me into his study. I understand you've been filling my children's heads with dangerous ideas. Like the truth about their mother's murder? His smile never wavered. You're fired, effective immediately. If you contact my children or speak about my family to anyone, you'll regret it. Are threats your answer to everything? No, sometimes money works better. He slid a check across the desk. $50,000 to forget everything you think you know. I left the check. I'll be back for the twins. Security will escort you out. As the guard walked me to my car, Gerald appeared, slipping something into my pocket. Don't look now, he whispered. Later, at my apartment, I found a flash drive. It contained videos of Jackson coaching the twins on blind behaviors, financial records from the foundation, and an audio file labeled Charlotte's Last Words. I plugged in my headphones and pressed play. If anything happens to me, Jackson did it. He's using our children to steal. The recording cut off with a scream and a thud. I picked up my phone and dialed. Detective Rodriguez? I have evidence of fraud, child abuse, and murder. Detective Rodriguez tapped his pen against the conference table. The financial fraud is clear-cut. The murder, that's trickier. But you believe me? I believe something's not right. We're exhuming Charlotte Whitfield's body tomorrow. My college roommate Maya rushed in, press badge swinging. So we're talking fraud, child abuse, and potentially murder? Against the great Jackson Whitfield? My phone buzzed. A text from Olivia. Dad sending us to special school in Switzerland tomorrow. Help, I showed Rodriguez. We're out of time. That night, Maya parked down the street from the mansion while I called Gerald. The twins' passports are in Jackson's safe. Can you get them out? Already done, but the security system, I still have the code from when I worked there. At midnight, I slipped through the garden gate. Gerald met me with the twins. You came back, Owen whispered, hugging me. Olivia clutched a small bag. We only took Mom's things. Gerald handed me an envelope. More evidence. Bank transfers to the detective who ruled Charlotte's death an accident. Suddenly, floodlights illuminated the garden. Going somewhere? Jackson emerged from the shadows, Vanessa beside him. It's over, Jackson. The police are exhuming Charlotte's body. You stupid girl. I own half the police department. Maybe, but not Detective Rodriguez. Police cars swarmed the driveway, lights flashing. Vanessa bolted but was tackled by an officer. Jackson lunged for the twins, but Gerald stepped between them. 2 weeks later, Maya's exposé hit the front page. Blind fraud, Millionaire's deadly deception. The DNA results from Charlotte's exhumed body showed skin cells under her fingernails matching Vanessa's DNA. Murder charges followed. Jackson and Vanessa were denied bail. His empire began to crumble as investors pulled out. At their Aunt Eleanor's house, I helped the twins sort through scholarship applications. Think we'll have to testify? Owen asked. Probably, but I'll be right there with you. Olivia looked up from her laptop. The foundation donors are creating a real blind youth scholarship in Mom's name. Your mom would be proud of you both. Summer, Olivia said softly. We wouldn't have made it without you. Sure you would. You're survivors. No, Owen insisted. We were prisoners. You gave us back our sight in more ways than one. My phone rang. Detective Rodriguez. They found Jackson's offshore accounts. The twins' trust funds are being recovered. Justice wouldn't bring Charlotte back. But as I watched Olivia and Owen laugh together freely for perhaps the first time in 9 years, I knew healing had begun. What would you have done in Summer's position? Would you have risked everything to help the twins, or taken Jackson's $50,000 hush money and walked away? The line between self-preservation and doing what's right isn't always clear. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you have been brave enough to stand up against a powerful man like Jackson, knowing he could destroy your reputation or worse? If this story resonated with you, please hit the like button so more people can discover it. And if you enjoyed this type of content, subscribe to the channel for more compelling stories that explore moral dilemmas and human courage. Thanks for watching.